We're dressed a little goofy. That's because we're gonna be doing a Jeopardy game called Jeopardy. I messed it up. We're playing Justice Jeopardy. Thank you and welcome to Culture Warfare Podcast. We got worse at intros.
Ladies and gentlemen, grab the nearest normie and gather round the Goy box. It's time for Justice Jeopardy, the only late-night game show where everyone loses. Join us as we dive into tonight's category, Justice System Failures. From repeat offenders to cases that make you say, wait, how do you pronounce that name? Presented by your host, Judge Randy M. Foyd, specializing in light sentencing and suicidal empathy. Cashless bail? No problem, as long as you're not a white guy. Your contestants of the day, Loot Bicker. He may look like he was at the Jan 6th riots, but he wasn't cool enough to get the invite.
Need a little taste of them stinky jinkies.
Dimitri.
You guys may have been touched by the tism. I was molested by it.
We found him wandering around outside.
Like zoinks. I think those civilians were unarmed.
So hug your loved ones and remember, justice isn't blind. The perps are just mentally unfit for trial.
Welcome back to another episode of Culture Warfare Podcast. This is a very interesting episode we have planned for you guys. We're playing a game called Justice Jeopardy.
We appreciate your time. We got a great episode planned for you.
Before we start Justice Jeopardy, we're going to do a little disclaimer right now for everyone at home. There's certain parts of this little game that they're going to have some extremely heavy topics. So if you are have a weak stomach and you don't like talking about very awful things happening to people, people harming children, if you have little ones for whatever reason, I don't know why you would let them listen to this show in general, but probably shouldn't have little ones listening to this episode. And there's going to be a couple videos that are pretty graphic. So if you have a weak stomach or you don't like seeing some of that stuff, we'll warn you before those parts come up. But we wanted to leave a disclaimer there. And also leave a disclaimer that everything that we talk about today is public information. This is not doxing anyone. This is all public information. You can go find all this information for yourself online. So we are not promoting any sort of violence against any government official of any type or any person in whatever. We're not advocating for any of that, but we're going to talk about some pretty heavy stuff. So, rules, Justice Jeopardy. I want to do like something fun episode in a like creative way of illustrating some discrepancies within the justice system today that America has. And there's a lot of cases, and Jeopardy has 25 tile slots. There was stuff like I had to cut out because every tile slot is a individual case. And so we're going to kind of illustrate what the justice system, how corrupt it is, how different tiers of the justice system there are. What's the word for that, Mitchell?
Two-tier justice system?
It is a two-tier justice system.
Is that what you're saying?
That's what I was trying to get at, yeah. But I said it in a really retarded way. Anyway, all right, rules. So there's going to be a couple different sections. First section called priors. You'll find out what that is when you get into that section. Next one is a little light.
What is that in reference to?
You'll find out. PDFs. I'm sure you can probably imagine what that is. Mighty Migrators, topic number 4, and the last column is miscellaneous. So the rules are, most of these are going to be kind of like guess the sentence. And it's going to be a competition between Mitchell and
Slavaboo.
Slavaboo. Is that what you want us to call you for the whole time? You want to play a character, or you want your real name?
I can be Slavaboo, or like
We'll call you Vlad or
yeah,
something.
Vlad. Vlad
Is there
fine.
like something like a super Russian that we could name him?
Dimitri?
Dimitri? All right. I might mess that up throughout this episode, but we'll power through. So you guys are gonna be going head to head, and it's a classic Jeopardy style. We have buzzers. We have legit buzzers, and I will for some of these, like, once I read the second part of the thing, like, you have to wait for me to finish the first column, and then after I finish the second column, that's when you guys can go
Okay.
based on Jeopardy.
Gotcha.
Okay. And for the guess the sentence questions, like, you'll be able to tell right away, or I'll just tell you it's guess the sentence. I'll just give you points based on whoever gets it closest.
Okay.
And then for some of them, you're gonna have to be more specific, but we'll kind of game it. Can you explain your get up?
What kind of American are you?
We talked about this get up 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. We're talking about how much of a vibe it is that back in the olden times, the old like Magnum PI, the old school like cops and like Heat and stuff used to wear like shoulder holsters, how baller it was. And so Bell's like, dude, we need to get a shoulder holster with the Hawaiian shirt and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a vibe.
Open carry like that.
Yeah, it's sick.
It is sick. And that
Normalize shoulder holsters again, dude. I don't typically advocate for open carry like ever, but
I'm
a
telling
shoulder
you.
holster is actually like the coolest way to open carry. If you're gonna open carry, a shoulder holster is definitely the way to do it.
Dude, I'm telling you. It's actually sick. That was $20 on Amazon.
It smells like mothballs.
It smells disgusting.
I'm not even joking. Like for the listeners out there, this thing smells like the warehouse at Amazon got flooded, and then it just sat in water for like 10 months, and they pulled it out, and they're like, "Ew, mold," and they like wiped it off, and then put it in the bag and shipped it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy, but it is cool though. It's definitely a vibe.
Dimitri, do you want to explain your costume?
Yeah, that's just how I dress.
Perfect. Oh, okay. Yeah, so the reason for the costumes is we are going to cover heavy subjects, but we wanted to keep the mood generally light because yeah, I know I'm definitely going to get heated throughout this episode. And so the whole goal of the costume is to bring me back out of being very angry, because I am going to get very angry. I was angry doing the research on this, but let's get into it. How are we going to decide who goes first?
Countdown from 3, and we'll press the buzzers.
Oh, dude, get out a shot timer.
I would win.
You sure?
A shot timer?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
Like, you think
Oh,
you
yeah.
think you're faster than Dimitri off the draw?
Maybe.
Go. He got you. Dimitri, do you know how to play Jeopardy? Are you too young? You're a resident Gen Z, even though we're all technically
We
Gen
are
Z.
all Gen Z.
We're all technically Gen Z.
We're boomer Gen Z.
We are boomer Gen. I'm like literally the first year.
Yeah.
Answer questions. Hey, I want priors for 500.
You want?
Whoa.
Is that how you do it? You just pick one that you want, and then
Yeah.
you get a chance to answer it. But what do the buzzers have to do with that? I'm confused.
When you ask like the question, when I start to ask the question, once you know the answer, or have an idea of the answer.
It's the first one to know the answer
Oh.
of
Yeah.
the thing.
What
That's
if I
picked.
read it off the screen fast and you can say it? Can I press a button?
If you know the answer.
Okay.
So it's
I was just
whoever can
curious.
read it faster and then press the button.
Yeah, I honestly don't really watch Jeopardy, so I don't really understand how it works entirely.
I think you have to wait for the announcer to finish reading it. Once you are finished reading it, then we can press the button
okay.
if we know it. So once you read the last word, whoever presses the button.
We're just gonna do a little nuance here because some of them it'll be a little nuance. But should we do like if you? No, we probably shouldn't do like if you get it wrong. Then it subtracts points because you guys are probably gonna get a ton wrong. But
Okay.
You get 5 lashings.
you know what, Dimitri? What do they do back in the gulags if you mess up Jeopardy?
They throw rocks at you.
They throw rocks at you.
Yeah.
Big rocks.
Whatever you can find.
They throw you in a ditch.
Okay. All right. So is that the one you want? You want priors?
No. I was just using that as an example.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Oh, I get to go first?
You get
Yeah,
to pick the section first.
You get to pick the section
Oh.
first.
I think I'll start off at priors for 100.
Priors for 100. Damon Johnson was arrested and charged with attempted murder and assault for lighting a homeless man on fire in New York City. How many prior arrests did he have? Mitty.
79.
Wrong.
14.
I'm just going to give the points to whoever was closest. And Dimitri, you don't need to click the buzzer after because you're the only other contestant. So if one of you gets it wrong, I'll give it to the other person. All right. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Damon Johnson was arrested 131 times since 1995.
Would I not be closer?
You would be closer.
So I get the point.
Yes. But you were wrong, so I gave him a chance.
I see. 131 is wild.
So that was for 100. So Mitchell, you have $100. Congratulations.
I feel like at a certain point we gotta like you know.
Bro just does not need to be allowed to be alive anymore.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
131 arrests. That's you might as well just
That is yeah, that's
We don't need you in here anymore, bro.
That-
I feel like after like
you
10,
serve no
you should just
purpose.
be like, all right, you're just
You serve no purpose to society. Actually, you are literally a bane on society at this point.
Oh, well, that's going to be a trending topic, and this is one of the major concerns with the justice system. So what is that? That would be a little. That's 30 years, right? So, okay, let's do this. 31. Wait, 131 divided by 31. That equals 4.2 arrests per year.
Nice.
awesome.
So that means every year since 1995, this gentleman was arrested at least 4 times.
We should send him to a gulag just one time.
Just one time?
Just one time. He'll straighten right back up.
So, in general, I just feel like this guy wasn't a high contributing member to society, you know?
Yeah.
Well, he could have been in there studying up, you know, to be
On what?
I don't know, a doctor.
Where to commit his next crime?
Bro's getting that insider info.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe he just liked it there.
Maybe he just liked it there.
I would like to get arrested one time, just for fun.
Dimitri, you've never been arrested?
Well, arrested is like an American thing.
Oh.
Like when you get taken to the gulag, you just get kidnapped, pretty much.
Oh, they
And
don't.
it's more so like involuntary. Like you don't have to do
Yeah.
anything to get that.
Like when you come and get arrested in the United States, they're like, "Hey, you're under arrest." But like in Russia, they come and hit you with like a sack of like
Like a baton and throw a
like
bag over
yeah,
your head.
and
You
then
just
they
get black bagged.
yeah, and then you just wake up in the gulag.
So it's literally kind of like
It's the same
it's
thing they're
kind of like a
doing.
war zone thing. Like you
Yeah, it's
get
like you
yeah.
wake up and it's like, oh, Reznov, what are you doing here, buddy?
Yeah,
nice.
you just wake up one day and you're in the gulag. You're like,
Dang, what I do? It just be like that sometimes.
you could sneeze wrong one time, then you're in the gulag.
Sneeze wrong. All right.
Was it my turn to pick?
It is your turn to pick.
Let's do miscellaneous for 100.
Miscellaneous for 100. This man has okay, so you can click the buzzer whenever you want, whenever you know the answer. Okay, I'm gonna read it off and then you guys click the buzzer. This man has been sentenced to 22 and a half years in prison on a
Dang it.
second-degree murder for being the arresting officer of a career criminal who later died in police custody. Autopsy revealed the criminal had enough fentanyl in his system to kill an African savanna elephant. Who is this man? Dimitri, you buzzed.
That would be a one Sir George Floyd.
Wrong.
What?
Who is Derek Chauvin?
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh. I read the word fentanyl and I was like, yep, that's it.
I know. Dimitri knows who's on that fent. Yes.
Who's on the fent list?
Derek Chauvin. Arrested. For doing his job.
A political prisoner, if you will.
Yeah, and unfortunately, when I got to the miscellaneous section, that's when I was doing it really quick out there. So there's less pictures.
Sure. So then who goes next? Is it the person that got it or?
Dude, Mitchell, you are on fire right now. 200 to Dimitri's nothing. Yeah, you got it, so you get to pick again.
Let's knock out all the light ones or the easy ones real quick. Let's do Mighty Migrators for 100.
All right. In 2017, Nigerian migrant Khalid De Greta murdered Mazuro Gugliata in a market in Turin by stabbing him in the throat. Prosecutors sought life imprisonment. The judge gave him only 12 years because of what reason? Mitchell.
Because he was only a good boy that didn't do nothing wrong.
That's pretty general. And that's pretty close, but not 100% correct. I'm going to let Dimitri answer.
If I had to take a wild guess, I would say it's probably got something to do with the color of his skin.
Even more general. Thank you, boys. The judge's reason for cutting his sentence was that he had mental stress from immigration.
Okay.
And I'm going to say neither one of you were specific enough to actually get awarded a point there. So I'm just going to say you're both wrong.
Okay.
But this also, I think this is the only one that wasn't in America. So that was kind of unfair, which is why it was in the 100 section. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this happened in Italy.
Of course.
So, yes.
All right. I think Dimitri can pick this next one.
Yeah, we're just gonna default to Dimitri.
Yeah, let's. I'm curious about a little light, so we're gonna do a little light for 100.
Okay. One of the more heavy ones. Iryna Zarutska was fatally stabbed from behind while seated on the train. The suspect, DeCarlos De Juan Brown Jr., 14 previous arrests, proclaims, "I got that white girl," as he walks away from his helpless victim, profusely bleeding out from the wounds from her neck, chest, and knee. Brown was charged with first-degree murder, but as of December 2025, he will not face state charges due to what ruling? Mitchell.
Mentally unfit to stand trial.
That is correct. Yeah, this is pretty. There's a couple in here that are extremely brutal, and here comes your graphic warning because we do have the video of.
Is it on YouTube?
No, it was on X. But it is blurred out, but it's lightly blurred out. But it's still like people should see it. Like, have you guys both seen the video?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen it.
Yeah, it's absolutely horrid. And then it's over for her. 23 years old. Trying to escape a war in her home country of Ukraine, comes to America, hoping for a better life, has her entire life in front of her, and completely ripped away from her because a monster.
With 14 previous arrests, just so you know.
With 14 previous arrests, decided, I don't
You
like the
just don't
color
like the color of her skin.
of her skin. Knew nothing about her.
One thing to mention on the, I know I'm right on him being deemed mentally unfit. That was just an independent thing done. For the state, he is still facing federal charges, and the other charges are being appealed. So it's not like he's just going to walk off scot-free as of right now. He still has to face federal trial.
Yeah, and this is probably one of the
And he
most.
still has to face the court case even for the judge to decide if they even agree with the mental health facility's ruling that he's unfit to stand trial. The judge could still say, no. So
Right.
there is that.
Yeah, and I think it's weird because I think in some states, like if you have doctors that declare the perpetrator as mentally unfit, or it's not mentally unfit, it's incompetent to stand trial.
Yeah.
Which we're going to refer to for the rest of this episode as just legally retarded, because that's basically how it's classified legally. Is some doctors come in and decide, this person just doesn't understand how trials work.
Yeah.
And so if a certain amount of doctors come in and rule that way, then I'm pretty sure in certain states the judge can't do anything. I'm not 100% on that, but I think I don't know how it would be impossible for a judge to be like, no, I just don't believe that.
Yeah.
Because there's certain states where it's like someone will like argue that, and then the judge goes, no.
Yeah, ultimately it does come down to the judge's decision on if they're going to take that advice or not, basically.
Right. And
because this happened in North Carolina?
North Carolina.
Yeah, so yeah, it's going to come up to the judge in North Carolina to determine if he agrees with that or not.
And that's like,
or she, if we're unlucky.
And that's like one of the more like politicized, more famous like incidents of recent memory. So there's going to be heavy public scrutiny on that decision. So
yeah,
hopefully, I don't know if North Carolina has a death penalty, but this certainly should apply. This absolute monster, mongoloid. I mean, he is retarded and an absolute piece of crap who shouldn't walk amongst us. He doesn't deserve to walk amongst the public. Like, at the very least, he should never see the light of day again. Disgusting animal. Central Regional Hospital determined that Brown was too incompetent to proceed to trial.
It's because he's retarded.
Yeah, so basically, whatever Central Regional Hospital is, they deemed that this man was too stupid to know what he was doing, even though he walked down the train saying, "I got that white girl." So I think that would facilitate him knowing exactly what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Senseless life lost of a young woman to an absolute monster. The thing that is like, the other thing that really struck me, like watching the videos when doing the research, is just the people. There was 4 people around her when that happened. They did nothing.
Yeah.
They just stood there and did nothing.
You'll see that a lot with these videos, is that the people that are witness to these situations are basically
Useless.
completely worthless, like doing absolutely nothing. Now, part of that could be like, whoa, what just happened? They may not even know, but at some point you see the girl bleeding, dead on the floor, and the guy yelling, "I got that white girl." Maybe then you step in to accost him.
Yeah, and it's
If it was me personally, it might have been a little bit more than accosting, but you know what I'm saying.
yeah. I mean, I feel like part of it too is like the people's like will has been absolutely crushed too. Not excusing the people that were on that train for not stepping in to do anything at all.
Right.
Which
I mean,
at that point there really wasn't anything anyone could really do for her, because like as you can see through the video, it takes
No, she's cooked.
a matter of seconds,
Yeah.
and she's lost so much blood to the point where she just collapses.
Right. That was just like the Charlie Kirk thing too. When I saw the video when Charlie Kirk got shot, my boss, he was wondering, and he's like, "Oh man, news reports are saying that Charlie Kirk's been shot or whatever." He's like, they said that they're transporting him to the hospital, and then like a few minutes later, I saw the video online. I'm like, no, he's not making it past that chair.
Yeah, that was the same thing. Like for me, when I heard about it, when we were like talking about it in the group chat, and it was like, "Oh, Charlie Kirk got shot," and then they're like, "Oh, he got shot in the neck," and I was like, "Oh, well, it's basically game over for him." And I saw the video, and I was like, "Yeah, he probably died before he even hit the ground."
Yeah, especially with Charlie's situation, he was dead before he hit the ground. So
yeah. So yeah, absolutely senseless. Mitchell, 300 points.
I guess let's do PDFs for 100 then. I think that's our last 100.
Is it? Yes.
It should be. Yes.
Okay. And for going forward, when I get to the second, well, do you guys want to do it how you've been doing it? Wait until the end, or?
Yeah, we could wait till then. That way the people listening on audio can hear it uninterrupted.
Well, I'll just continue power through. Maybe for once we get to like the second, like, you know how some of them are like separated into 2 paragraphs. Once I start reading the second paragraph, you guys can hit it whenever you know the answer. How about that?
Okay.
All right. Judge Tiffany Baker Carper has faced public scrutiny as of late because of her decision to let Daniel Spencer remain free before sentencing. Daniel was convicted of traveling to meet with a minor. She then had to recuse herself from that specific case because the sentencing that Daniel was waiting for was paused indefinitely due to what reason? Dimitri,
I'm gonna guess lack of evidence.
you're wrong.
She then had to recuse herself from that specific case because Daniel was awaiting or was paused indefinitely due to what reason?
Her decision was he was getting charged with going to meet a minor.
I think I know it. Because he's
And
being detained by ICE?
nope.
No. So what was the reason?
I was gonna guess again. Is that allowed?
If you want.
I was gonna guess that he probably raped a minor while he was free awaiting trial.
That's pretty close. It's pretty close. No, he actually murdered his 5-year-old stepdaughter, Missy Mogul. Daniel and Chloe Spencer pled guilty to second-degree murder, homicide, and abuse of a minor while Daniel was out waiting for a sentence. So
So she basically just said, "No, we don't have to wait for you. Don't have to wait for your trial in jail. You can just be out." And then while he was out awaiting sentencing, he murdered his stepdaughter.
yeah.
Okay.
So this case, there was just ongoing abuse. This mom and this stepdad were abusing this lady's daughter. And it was like ongoing, and they caught it on like nanny camera. And she ended up being unresponsive, and basically they just beat her to death and like suffocated her.
Oh, I remember this one.
This is in Florida.
Actually.
Yeah, I remember this one.
So the reason why that other case was paused indefinitely is because these two are going to jail, and so you're not going to charge someone for a previous arrest when they commit a crime while they're out free.
Mm.
And so Governor DeSantis has recently called for her
To step down as judge.
to get impeached,
Mm.
which I don't know if that does anything, but
How do you impeach a judge?
I'm not sure how you impeach a judge.
Is she a state judge? Or is she like a county judge? Do we know?
I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure
That's
it's probably just like a
irrelevant.
district attorney, or I don't know. All right. So that's
You can pick because you got closer, even though you had a second guess, but that's fine.
I'll give him half. I'll give him a 50 since he's down bad.
50.
If he wins up by 50 points,
That's gonna be so funny.
I'm calling shenanigans.
Can I get Misk for 300?
You want Misk for 300. Darn it.
What?
That was the answer, wasn't it?
I forgot to fill this one out. Okay, in Georgia, an 81-year-old woman reportedly shot and killed 2 teenagers who were attempting to break into her home late at night. She is being sued for millions for shooting these teenagers trying to break into her home. What was the legal defense for her after getting arrested? I'm just giving you a layup here. What is it called?
What?
What is it called?
What is what called?
The defense for the justification for.
Oh, self-defense.
Stand your ground.
Nope, you're both wrong. Castle doctrine.
Bro.
All right. Well, no one gets it.
All right.
That was a
what
boof
that?
by me.
Let's do Mighty Migrators for 300.
Ooh, banging on that 300 category, huh?
I'm looking for it.
Police uncovered human remains during a search of Indian Creek Stream Valley Park in College Park, Maryland. The remains were later identified as 14-year-old Jefferson Amaya Ayala, and it was ruled a homicide. 4 illegal immigrants were indicted for the murder of Amaya Ayala. Which criminal group did they belong to?
MS-13.
Correct.
Dang.
Remember, you do not have to hit the buzzer after the other person answers.
Good job, Dimitri.
Good job, Dimitri.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
That was migrants for 3.
Migrants for 3. Wow. Dimitri sneaks past Mitchell
By 50 points.
by 50 bones.
I'm calling shenanigans if I lose by 50 points.
You better try really hard, brother. All right. Dimitri, you're up again.
I'm up again. Let's do Mighty Migrators for 200 then.
You got a problem against migrants or something?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. Somali immigrant Saeed Awil Ibrahim pleaded guilty on May 1st under a deal with Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison's office that calls for 5 years of supervised probation and stayed 150-day jail sentence in a nearly 11 million case in Ellison's office that called the state's largest Medicaid fraud prosecution. How long was his jail sentence? Dimitri.
150 days.
Wrong.
What?
Time served.
How many days was he in jail?
9 days.
We'll never know because part of his plea deal, he was granted bond and was allowed to retain his passport. So he took his money and flew back to Somalia.
Do you know what time served means?
Time served means like he went through the whole sentence.
It basically, the time that he was held in jail awaiting sentence was his punishment.
Yeah, I don't think he...
So you don't think he's sat in jail at all?
Well, it said
Well,
150 days on there.
The judge stayed 150 day, meaning he paused his 150-day sentence. He stayed it, is what it meant. Here's what that means.
Oh.
Yeah, no, part of his plea deal, he just got to keep his passport.
Huh.
And then, so he was scheduled to come back to court, and he just never showed up because he's back in Somalia now.
Nice.
Cool.
Pretty fun. Even though this man was urged to be a flight risk because, duh.
When I say time served, I mean that like basically he had already faced his punishment before he got sentenced, and so they would just let him off. But I don't think that necessarily counts because
His guess
No.
was 9 days.
What?
His guess was 9 days.
He did say 9 days after that.
All right. Nobody gets it then.
Nobody's. I don't know. Maybe that's on me. Maybe I'm retarded.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe we're
It's
all
just
retarded.
We're all a little bit touched.
touch
We're all a
bad.
little bit touched.
You guys may have been touched by the tism. I was molested by it. There's a big difference.
That happens in the gulags.
Yes. Yes, it does.
All right. Mitchell, you can pick.
Let's do priors for 4.
Ooh, big guns.
Priors for 4. Lawrence Reed had 72 prior arrests over the past 32 years. He was out on pre-trial release when he lit Bethany McGee, age 26, on fire aboard Chicago's Blue Line train. The unprompted attack left severe burns to McGee's face and body. He showed zero remorse for his actions, repeatedly remarking to himself, "Burn alive, bitch," while in police custody. What charge from this incident will make Reed potentially face life in prison and eligible for the death penalty? Mitty.
Attempted murder, great bodily harm.
No. Dimitri. You want me to give
chemical attack?
close? Do you want me to give you a little more context?
No, you already guessed.
Yeah, I'm just gonna guess chemical attack.
Okay.
Oh,
Terrorism against a mass transportation system. So, despite
Damn.
being arrested 72 prior times, including 3 days before this incident of just walking up to this young woman aboard a train, similar to the Iryna Zarutska story, just completely unprompted, walked up behind her and started dumping gas on her and lit her on fire.
Yeah, bro literally went to a gas station and filled up like a styrofoam cup at the gas pump,
It
and
was
then
an iced tea bottle.
yeah, and then he just like dumped it on this chick and lit her on fire on the train.
Yep. And 3 days before this, he was arrested for attempting to burn down Chicago City Hall.
Yeah,
he must have had a thing for burning stuff.
I think
I
he
would
had.
say
I think he
an
had.
arsonist of sorts.
I think. Yeah, because he tried to burn down a different building in Chicago. So he at least tried to burn down 2 buildings in Chicago, including the city hall. He was still walking around, and then this happens. Just lights this girl on fire. And so the only reason why he is now facing life in prison is because the federal government stepped in and said that this is a terrorism against the mass transportation system, meaning the only thing the federal government cared about in this instance was the train.
You know what, at least
very
at least-
autism coded.
At least they might kill him.
They
Unlikely, but
it
might.
was on the table, but the death penalty was only on the table if the woman Bethany McGee was going to die. Like if she died, then he would be facing the death penalty. But I think she's on the road to recovery, so that is no longer on the table. But yes, so high contributing citizen to society. Who knows? He could have been a world class engineer
Yeah,
Lots of doctors and engineers on this list.
in his very very old age after being arrested 72 times.
Mm-hmm.
So
I honestly really think that if you, at 72, there's got to be a cutoff where you're like, all right, you've been arrested this many times. We're just going to kill you.
you're
Sorry.
done.
right, yeah.
You would think anyone with a rational.
If we lived
Working brain.
in a civilized society, that would be the case. Yes.
Well, half of these are gonna be like, oh, he was too retarded to know what he was doing, and that was this guy's case too. The reason why he wasn't in prison is because that he was too retarded to know that he was burning down the city hall or trying to burn down the city hall, and so we're just gonna let him.
But in both instances here, with these random attacks on public transportation, both of them have made it abundantly clear that they know what's going on. Like,
Right.
the first one was racially motivated, saying, I got that white bitch. And now this guy, what was he saying? Burn alive, bitch, or whatever?
Yeah. Well,
He's fully aware that he was burning someone alive.
Yeah.
yeah, he knew exactly what demographic and like clearly targeted an individual based on what they look like and just tried to snuff them out for literally no reason.
Where did this happen again? Chicago.
Chicago.
That's-
But yeah, I'm gonna just I don't know. If you're too retarded to know what you're doing, maybe you're just too retarded to exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my stance.
If you're
Oh,
too
that's a-
retarded to not kill somebody, you are too retarded to live.
Yes. Yeah. We don't need you.
He's too
Actually.
dangerous to be left alive.
It's
Yeah.
too, it's too
I mean, really.
but literally though.
No, for real. Yeah. I mean, I made that joke just because it's silly, but it is true.
You are a net negative to society. Even if we put you in prison, we still have to pay money for you to live.
Yeah, and I don't care
And
to
if
do
you're-
that with my tax dollars.
And if you're too retarded to know what you're doing, even when you're younger, it's not like you just get unretarded when you're older, right?
No.
So there's no chance of you ever not being retarded enough to just not commit random acts of violence against people.
Yeah.
So why should you live? I mean, it's the stupidest defense argument that the justice system has in its current day and age. Okay, so which one was that? That was Pryor's for 200, right?
Yeah.
And neither one of you got it, right?
Yeah, neither of us
Yeah.
got it.
You guys stink.
Hey, I was close.
You were close. I
Oh,
think
that's Pryor's for 4. Sorry.
I'm gonna give Dimitri another half point. Because what did you say?
Chemical attack.
Chemical attack. Which a chemical attack is a terrorist attack, isn't it?
I guess it depends
It
on
wasn't
the
even a
scale.
chemical attack. He just lit her on fire with gas.
Okay,
It wasn't
gasoline
even
is a
It
chemical.
wasn't.
Retard. You need to be on this list.
Maybe you're too retarded.
Is gasoline a chemical?
It's a substance that would go on the periodic table, so you could call it.
Is gas
Is
too
gas on the periodic table?
It's too
Probably.
expensive.
No, it is not.
What?
How did
The
this
shit
guy
that they make
afford?
out of? He probably stole it.
No, he had to have paid for it because he literally just walked up to a gas tank and just filled a bottle.
No,
of
in
gas.
some places you pump and then you pay. Some states do that.
Well, for a long time, even Quick Trip here was like that.
Yeah, you just pump the gas, and then you go inside and pay, or you put in your card.
Bro literally stole 60 cents of gas so he could just.
Do you think that he cares about stealing gas?
I don't. I
He's
just
going to light someone on fire.
I just assumed that he couldn't get gas if he didn't pay for it. Because that's how most of the pumps are now.
Well, yeah, but
I guess maybe in
there's probably
Chicago
plenty
they
of
just don't
places.
care.
You'd think Chicago of all places.
Chicago should have it locked down.
I mean,
how many
Some
times?
places actually, I think. Oh, what state is it? Pennsylvania or something? It's one of the northeastern states where you actually have somebody pump gas for you.
New York is like that. I think.
Is New York like that?
Connecticut.
Yeah, some of the states in the Northeast, you actually pull up and somebody pumps your gas for you.
Can you imagine walking up to the guy that's supposed to be pumping your gas like, hey, can you fill up my iced tea bottle? You top me off
I
real
need
quick.
this Arizona can
Yeah.
full of gas and
I'm thirsty.
Oh.
I'm definitely not gonna go light something on fire.
that guy drinking that gasoline would have been infinitely better option than what happened.
It wouldn't even do anything.
And yeah, and
You'd survive that. That's the problem.
the whole thing, like, it is like, on one hand, you're like glad that, she didn't like die.
But she's gonna live with permanent scarring and nerve
Permanent,
damage.
her life is changed forever
Yeah.
from this psycho. So
She should sue the state, is what she should do, to rinse them of every cent they have for letting this guy out.
I think
in order for
she
him
should be
to-
allowed to light him on fire, and it should be like a televised event.
That's
Yeah.
actually one of the best ideas I've ever heard.
And
Again, that's what would happen if we lived in a civilized society.
in a just society, we would live stream her returning the favor to this absolute waste of space, and all the proceeds from said live stream would go straight to her in a
Yeah.
just society.
But I also think he should be like chained up or tied up so he can't stop, drop, and roll. I think, and then have no firefighters on scene. Just let him burn.
Like straight up Salem witch trials. This man.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Put him in like
Lock him up. So
put him
he
in
can't
like
move.
nylon clothes too, so that way it like melts to his skin.
Oh, that would be brutal. Yeah, and then
Alright,
just
now
let
we're
him on fire.
getting
Okay,
a little,
I'm just like
we're getting a little
torturous
deep.
right now.
Getting a little deep.
All right.
Dimitri, he's like, this is just another Tuesday in
just-
Russia,
I mean,
brother. It's a Tuesday in Moscow.
Who's up to pick?
let's go Mighty Migrators for 5.
Gosh,
Ooh.
we love those migrators, huh?
I don't actually.
Serial rapist Somalian Star Wars name Muhammad, 28, pleaded guilty in April to state charges of criminal sexual conduct for the rape of the child victim and sexual assault of another woman in 2024. But he avoided prison as a part of a plea deal with the Hennepin County Attorney's Office. In between raping a minor in 2017 and his most recent victim in 2025, how many other victims is law enforcement aware of? Meaning, how many other victims did he rape in between 2017 and 2025?
Who gets that?
Matthew,
I
got
went
it.
way before you.
You both.
Or is it supposed to be after?
In fairness, you guys both went during the first paragraph, so I'll just give it to whoever broke the rule first, and that would be Dimitri.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm guessing 8.
8. Wrong.
6.
Wrong. Well, in fairness, you both could be right, but the question was how many other victims is the law enforcement aware of? And the answer to that is 3 other victims.
Was this the same one that has it's 8 total, right? I
Hmm.
thought. Or I might be thinking of someone else. That guy having 8 total victims.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
And then only serving like 60 months of.
Well, clearly they just let him walk free after he kept raping people. But yeah, 5 people in the last 8 years. So
Again, another case of just.
yeah, he doesn't need to be here. Get on the boat, brother. You can do that in Somalia for all I care.
You do it at the
No.
bottom of the ocean for all I care.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know,
Get him on. The only boat he needs to be on is Davy Jones' boat.
Davy Jones' boat. Right. You know, I'm not all for, killing all Somalians. I think that would be wrong. But they should at least all be on a boat back to where they came from, back to their country. And all the ones who did heinous stuff like this, they can stay here. We'll handle them.
By bringing back public hangings.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I agree.
All right, so nobody got that one.
No one got that one.
Since I was closer, do I get the next one?
Yes.
We'll polish off migrators. We'll do migrators for 4.
Audi Mughali Al-Salidi.
What name is that?
Audi Mughali Al-Salidi.
There's no Ellen. There's Al-Said.
Audi Mughali Al-Sadi. Al-Sadi. Is a 26-year-old Muslim from Dearborn, Michigan, who was arrested in April 2026 on federal charges related to the possession and distribution of over 35,000 with one extra zero that I didn't mean to put there, files of child sexual abuse material. Guess the sentence. Mitchell.
60 days.
60 months.
He was released with $10,000 bond. He is back on the streets, everyone.
You just had to pay him $1,000.
That's right. If you distribute 35,000 files of child abuse and CP, your payment essentially to the state when they catch you is just $10,000, and then you're back out there.
They only request 10% upfront though, so he paid $1,000 to leave.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I think with the PDF file category, I think as soon as you do anything child predator related, you just cease to exist. You forfeited your right to exist. I don't care if you're illegal or citizen, politician. It doesn't matter who you are. If you are facilitating the abuse and sexual exploitation of children, you should be dead.
Yep. No questions
100%.
asked. So
Dead
that is it
pedophiles
for
don't
the
reoffend.
Mighty Migrators section. So there are none left in Mighty Migrators.
No mighty migrators left. What a dream that would be.
Mhm.
All right. Dimitri, you are up because
Unless we already did that.
Um,
I think we might have.
no, we've only done 1 in 300.
Florida student tells offhand Benjamin Netanyahu joke over WhatsApp. Quote, Netanyahu, if you can hear me, drop some bonbons for us on capstone students in Ocean Bank Convocation Center?
Yeah.
How many years in prison does she now face? How many years in... I don't know why I wrote prison twice. I am the retard. Is the retard in the room with us right now? Yes.
I'm kind of retarded.
What is 18 years?
Nope.
No.
6.
Gabriela Saldana faces up to 15 years in prison for her joke on WhatsApp. I believe the joke was referring to her just wanting to get out of doing schoolwork. And,
Yeah, she didn't want to give a presentation.
right.
It
And
had
so,
a someone of a certain group in the joke, and I think that's where the problem lies.
well, considering this happened in Florida, and Florida, wonderful state of Florida, has these magnificent laws called anti-Semitism laws. And yeah, you're just apparently not allowed to do that. Now the claim is that after she got arrested, it was like, oh well, we're not charging her for anti-Semitism laws. We're charging her for a bomb threat. It's like, press X to doubt.
Any judge with a reasonable functioning brain would throw that out because that's just retarded.
Well, that is a lot to ask for these days.
Yeah.
Judges with functioning brains or not extreme liberal ideologies. Okay, Dimitri, pick.
PDF file.
For 400.
$400.
Yeah. Unless we already did that.
No.
The mother of a 12-year-old girl has been charged with trafficking her 12-year-old and failure to prevent a sexual assault, while a man who allegedly paid the mother for access to the girl faces sexual assault, false imprisonment, and child enticement charges. How much did the mom sell her daughter for?
$1,200.
Wow.
What?
I remember this. I think it was like 3,000.
Both wrong. $250 is what this mother got paid so her 12-year-old daughter could get bound and raped in the back of a van to a illegal immigrant, and this happened in Fond du Lac.
Really?
Yeah. So,
When?
I don't remember the date, but
Oh, just
I think-
asking for a friend. Where's this prisoner at? Where's he? Where's the rapist at?
well, right now I believe he's in jail. The rapist is in jail.
What about the mom?
I don't know where the mom's at if they let the mom go.
I think the mom should suffer the same fate.
Oh, yeah, the mom should be sent to the gulag for sure. By the way, all illegal immigrants involved. So it could have went into the mighty migrants category, but yeah, just absolutely disgusting behavior. Like
I'm
I
noticing
said,
a common trend with some of these heinous crimes.
we don't need them. Sorry. Get out of my country.
But
We don't need you
But
here.
America's a melting pot. We need them.
Oh, I'll take lies for 500, Alex.
I was closer on that one, so I'll pick the next one.
You were closer.
Let's do miscellaneous.
Well, do you want a half a point?
No,
Okay.
I want to win honorably.
Okay, we'll get rid of the half points.
There is.
You guys are both losing honorably, by the way. There's a lot of money you guys left on the table.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do miscellaneous for 4.
Jonathan Pollard is an American-born Israeli spy and former intelligence analyst who was jailed for spying for Israel. He was apprehended in 1985 and in subsequent proceedings agreed to a plea deal, pleading guilty for spying and providing top-secret classified information to Israel. Pollard admitted shopping his services successfully in some cases to other countries. In 1987, he was sentenced to life in prison for violations of the Espionage Act. Where is Jonathan Pollard today?
I didn't know if I needed to press it twice. Israel. More
Correct.
specifically, Tel Aviv.
Wrong, actually.
Really?
Yeah, he went to Jerusalem.
Uh,
He got out of his lifetime sentence and currently lives in Israel. He is now very open about stating all Jews in America should be double agents for Israel.
I remember that clip.
Sold his country out.
Sold our country out.
Wonder how many people died at the hands of Jonathan Pollard and his secrets that he sold. Probably quite a few.
Yeah.
But I doubt he cares because he's running for office in Israel currently.
Sick.
What a fantastic... Greatest ally. Greatest ally.
That's right. That's 400 points for me, boy.
That's 400 bones.
That was a good pickup.
That was a nice pickup. I mean, in all fairness, none of these are really easy. Like, I did not adjust the level of question per. Well, a few of them. I wanted to make like the more known cases in the lower in the price categories, but still,
Yeah.
they're all going to be difficult questions. All right.
Let's do miscellaneous for 200 to polish it off.
Tina Peters. Sorry.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Tina Peters faces how many years in prison for helping expose voter fraud?
10.
25.
9. The answer is 9. And by the way, you guys' strategy on your second guesses is terrible.
What?
I mean, Dimitri, you could have just went to 11 years or 9 years, and you would have been closer.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's do priors. We haven't done priors in a little while. Let's do priors for 2.
Priors for 2. Shaquille Taylor shot at a car but missed, and that stray bullet hit and killed Jillian Ludwig, 18, while she was running at a park near Belmont's campus in 2023. The case gained more notoriety when it was revealed that Taylor had been released from jail just months before November 23 when shooting of Ludwig because a judge found him incompetent to stand trial in another case, aka he was too retarded to know what he was doing. According to Tennessee state law, competency is based on what?
IQ.
Nope. According to Tennessee state law, the ability to be competent to stand for your own trial is based on what, Dimitri? How is that defined?
I guess they're.
No, they're not handing out IQ tests to the youths.
I guess I don't know your tests or your grades from school.
I have another guess. I don't want points for it, but I just want to guess.
Sure.
Is it development of prefrontal cortex?
No. No. Competency is not based on a person's mental health diagnosis, but whether or not they can understand the court process and assist in their defense. So, apparently, how they decide whether or not you're competent to stand for your own trial is 3 doctors come in and be like, hey, do you understand how law works? And then those doctors have to figure out if you, the perpetrator, knows how law works. So it's really kind of.
I don't even think I'd be able to stand trial
Yeah.
for myself.
If
Well,
those
they-
were the if those are the criteria to understand or to determine competency, like nobody is competent to stand trial.
You know, I would,
In the state of
I would,
Georgia.
I would love to believe that it's more nuanced, where there's like a whole system of figuring out, is this person capable of helping themselves in a self-defense case? Like, do they have enough nuance to know when they should answer a question, when they shouldn't answer a question, like all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I have a feeling how this goes is they call in the doctors, be like, hey, we really need to figure out if this guy is competent. Can you help us out? And they walk in, they go, he's black. He's not. He's not competent. And then that's it. That's the whole process.
That's probably pretty fair and close to what it might actually be like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can figure this out in 3 seconds. Watch this. They open up the door like, yep.
Uh-huh.
No go. No go, judge. Too stupid. Too retarded. Better let him out. All right. That was
Obviously,
priors
that's the only
for
Obvious
2.
question.
What?
I said that's the only obvious answer. Should just let him out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whose turn is it now?
Oh, Dimitri hasn't picked one in a while. He keeps trying to send everyone to the gulag.
Yeah. Pedophiles for 5?
Nope.
I'll do that one.
Lieutenant Matthew Mall, 47, who previously made history as the first openly gay chairman of the police union, allegedly exchanged text messages with an undercover Maryland detective posing as a 15-year-old boy, according to charging documents. Mall was selected to be the personal security to which political figure?
The governor of Maryland?
No. This political figure was visiting America, I believe, when he was hand selected to be personal security. I believe.
Foreign?
Yeah, he was visiting America. He's a foreign government official.
Zelensky?
No.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
Oh.
You're correct.
I guess they travel in packs.
What are the odds that an openly gay man is also
PDF file.
Shocker.
shockingly, the odds are very high. Crazy, I know.
Yeah.
Wild. And that is public information. And luckily we don't live in Florida, so
They'd be on their way to arrest me right now.
they just blow up our phones, dude.
I mean, they can do it with pagers, so.
You can never go home, Dimitri.
No, I got a van waiting for me. They got to take me back to the gulag.
They let you out on like good behavior for this episode.
Yeah.
They probably would.
Yeah.
Putin, he's not a fan of the tiny hats.
Well, I'm actually here to spy.
Oh, are you?
I
You
didn't know you were
collected any-
Israeli.
No, he's saying he's a Russian spy.
Duh.
Well, we assume that.
This guy.
Let's do.
I think if I was Israeli, I would probably.
You would have killed us by now. Certainly.
Well, I mean, there would be a cruise missile on its way. I would need to get out of here, but
Oh yeah. So if you see Dimitri scurry to the door, you know it's Jover.
actually, every time I scurry, the theme song comes on.
So we're miscellaneous done. Migrators is done.
So priors and PDFs have 2 more spots open, and a Little Light has 4 spots open.
Okay.
So I think we do a Little Light for.
By the way, these are all like I hate the left side of this whole chart because that's what I spent majority of my time on.
I know.
And it's all heavy hitters.
We have one under their belt with a Little Light, and I'm scared to do the rest of them. Let's just bang it out with 500. Why not?
Okay.
That must mean it's a rough one.
This one is the one that makes me absolutely more angry than anything on this entire chart, I think. Okay. Las Vegas police responded to a call about an unresponsive 1-year-old Kai Tesoro. The boy was taken to the emergency room where doctors said he had multiple brain bleeds, non-accidental trauma to his eyes from being shaken, a broken leg. The child was stabilized, transported to Sunrise Hospital for emergency neurosurgery. However, he died 3 days later. Kai's mother told police she witnessed Rubino, her boyfriend, shake the child before and abuse him. One instance cited in a police report, Rubino became frustrated with Kai's inability to walk on his own and slammed Kai feet first on the floor. Christian Moniz Rubino, age 29, pled guilty to voluntary manslaughter in the death of his girlfriend's 17-month-old son, Kai Tesoro. How long is the sentence?
36 months.
Dimitri. You don't,
You don't have to
you
press
don't have to
it.
press it. What's your guess?
5 years.
5 years. You're both wrong. 0 years of prison time. Clark County District Court Judge Jacqueline Bluth handed out the sentence of 5 years of probation, citing lack of witnesses and unexplained older injuries discovered in autopsy. Even though the mother witnessed the abuse and the defendant admitted to it. Quote, I do not like this deal, Bluth told Rubino as she sentenced him. I don't like this negotiation, but I do believe it is my duty under these circumstances to follow it. You will get one shot. You step sideways on this, and I will not bat an eye at sending you away for the maximum. I owe you nothing. You mess up, I'm sending you to prison. Now, this quote from Jacqueline Bluth, District Court, Department 6, District Attorney in Clark County in Nevada. This quote would go really hard if you weren't talking to the man who murdered and abused a 1-year-old child. This is
Yeah.
something you say to someone who maybe gets caught with
Like drugs.
drugs, right? No, not someone who slams a 18-month-old toddler on the ground because he's frustrated that he can't walk on his own yet, and shakes him to the point to when he was brought to the hospital, the doctor said it was the worst case of injuries to the eyes from being shaken that they've ever seen. And repeated abuse, and basically what it came down to is this man, Rubino, basically beat this 1-year-old to death.
Yeah, he slammed the baby on the floor.
Broke its leg. Broke Kai's leg.
When was this?
This was not that long ago. It was a couple years ago, maybe.
Is she still in office?
I believe so.
People of Nevada, get her out. People of Clark County, do your due diligence and get her out of that position of power, because she does not need to be there. She doesn't deserve to be there. And get her out.
Now, this is what happens when Foids are in charge of making decisions, because
Yeah.
I'm going to try not to get too overly emotional about this, but having a child that's around the same age of 17 months, actually, I think that's exactly what the same age as my daughter is right now. The thought, like, of anyone doing that to any child of that age literally makes me want to go ballistic. Like, it, and the fact that this guy is only getting 5 years of probation.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
It's absolute. It's unexplainable. And the reason why they got pushed into a negotiation is because the state was telling her that they might not have enough evidence to get a guilty charge. And so she entered a plea deal with the defendant. Are you trying to figure out if she's still in office?
It looks like it.
And it wasn't even his child. It was some other.
Was this like baby mamas or whatever?
No, it was
His stepchild or
his.
something?
It was his girlfriend's child.
Hmm.
His girlfriend of 6 months. This absolute monster.
Listen to this. This is on clarkcountycourts.us. Judge Bluth provided training to officers throughout Las Vegas in identifying and combating child abuse with the goal of lowering the rate of child homicide in our community. She also provided educational courses to members of the Department of Family Services and CPS. So she's given training to law enforcement and stuff like that on how to lower the rate of child homicide in Clark County, Nevada. You know what you could do, Jacqueline Bluth of Clark County District 6? Instead of giving like some bullshit training to law enforcement about lowering child homicide, how about you put the people that are killing kids in jail? Just kill them. Sentence them to death. That's how you lower child homicide rates. You don't let them out on 5 years of probation. Are you retarded?
Right. And
You're disgusting.
here's the thing is like, yeah, you can claim that you're training people and be in this child abuse expert all you want. and I train these officers on how to identify these child abusing criminals. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but if you create the greatest law enforcement officers and they bring you all the child abusers in the district and you got all of them, it does no good when you give them 0 prison time so they can continue to abuse children. It does nothing. Your work is less than nothing. You are literally a threat to society. Jacqueline Bluth, you are a threat to your community. You're actively a threat to the community. You should not be in charge of anything.
She should not even be in charge of running a subway. That's how absolutely retarded this dumb Foyd is.
No.
Anyway, before we get too mad about it, let's move on to the next one. That was 500.
500. I think she should serve the sentence that the perpetrator should have got.
I can't say what I think, but yes.
Well, what he should have got was the death penalty.
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
Public execution.
I seriously think that would really, really lower the crime rate.
It would.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only thing that would lower the crime rate.
People are like, oh, shit.
Not giving training to law enforcement officers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh.
Because law enforcement officers don't do anything until the crimes are committed.
Right.
Yeah. But if there's like, oh.
I mean, not always, but.
Like, they're going to hang me in the town square if I do something wrong. So I probably shouldn't do that. Although I guess most of these people don't have functioning brains. So.
What was your guess on prison time?
I said 5 years of prison.
So I said 36, so I was closer. So I'll pick the next one.
36 what days?
36 months.
Mm.
3 years.
That was coincidentally longer. Those months that you guessed was longer than Kai DeSoro was
even alive. Yeah. Let's do priors for 3.
Alfonso Tal, arrested for armed robbery, gets taken to hospital, somehow maintains possession of his gun that he used in the armed robbery through arrest, then murders CPD officer John Bartholomew and critically injured his partner while he was at the hospital. Despite his 4 pending felonies, which act allowed Talley to be out on electric monitoring during the time of the shooting?
That's going to be a tough one because I don't know, like, law names or whatever.
Yeah, it is a tough one.
I'm just going to say probation.
It's an act. It's an act.
Oh, it's an act?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a specific law that lets him.
It's I think it's just a fancy name specific to Chicago for cashless bail, essentially.
I don't know, so let the brokies out of prison for free act?
The Safety Act. Judge John Like used the Safety, Accountability, Fairness, and Equity Today Act, Safety Act, to allow Talley to be walking free on an ankle monitor, in which he immediately cut off and continued to do crime.
And then murdered a cop and injured the cop's partner.
And and beat the crap out of a innocent store owner, gas station store owner. And the craziest part about this whole story is, so he robs this place, armed robbery, pistol whips this woman at this
Yes.
uh
The convenience store, I think.
convenience store.
Or a Dollar Tree?
I think it was Dollar Tree or
Yeah,
something.
I think it was a Dollar Tree or Dollar General or something.
Smashes her face, steals like a couple $100 in cash, leaves
Some
on a
grape
scooter,
Kool-Aid.
leaves on one of those like lime green scooters,
Oh.
escapes the scene, gets arrested, but somehow maintains possession of the gun that he used through the arrest. And no one knows how he still had the gun when he got arrested. And he claimed that he like ate a bunch of drugs when he got arrested, so they took him to the hospital. And while he was at the hospital, he pulls out the gun that he held on to and killed John Bartholomew and his partner. Or he didn't kill his partner, but
Injured his partner.
critically injured his partner.
How did that situation end? Did his partner, did they end up shooting him?
I don't know. Did they kill him? I don't think so.
Hopefully.
I don't know.
Or did they like stab him with a sedative or something?
No, I think he got away.
He just ran out of the hospital?
Yeah.
Really?
Because I think he used a gun to like shoot out a window. I think because yeah.
What's the guy's name?
Alfonso Tali. Yeah, I'm pretty positive he ran out of the hospital like naked. But
How did the officers not think to look for
well, they
he would have had to like straight up keister that thing in order for them to not know it was there.
yeah, that's what they said in the police report. They're like, no one knows how he still had the gun, like if he like where he had it or how it got missed, like if he like tucked it in like a fat fold or something like that.
He did kind of look like a big dude.
He was a big boy, but still, like it's just it's wild.
4 felonies prior to that. Now a murder.
Right.
I don't understand why these people are allowed to exist.
No, they shouldn't be. Keep in mind, he had 4 pending felonies at the time that this happened. But still, Judge John Fitzgerald, like Jr., of Cook County Circuit Court Judge in Illinois, Division Courtroom 208, was like, yeah, no, we'll just let him be out on an ankle monitor. Who cares about those 4 felonies that he's got? He's certainly not going to commit more. And now, Judge John Like, you have the blood of a police officer on your hands, directly on your hands. And I hope you think about that every single time you go to sleep. I really hope you think about the wife and the son that will never see their father or their husband ever again because you decided that we can't keep the black people down.
This judge has also presided over cases over this guy already before.
Yeah. He was presiding over the pending felonies that he had.
Yeah, so I can't find exactly like what all happened, at least as far as escape. I do know that he basically, he faked swallowing drugs, tried to take him to the hospital. They unclipped his handcuffs, and when they did that, he grabbed his gun, shot the one officer in the head, and then shot the other officer, but it doesn't actually say like what happened after that, how he got away or what.
How stupid do you have to be? Like, you've just made your situation infinitely worse. Like, I swear.
Not
you
really
have to
though,
be.
because these people just get let out on such retardedly light sentences for the most heinous acts a human can do. So
This is true.
not really, in the grand scheme of things, not really.
Right.
This dude's gonna get like 15 months in prison, and he's gonna be out again to murder somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be politicized. Like, oh, he got 30 years in prison, but
He's gonna serve like
asterisk,
10.
after 6 years, a judge is gonna come along and be like,
He was a good boy in prison.
he didn't do anything wrong while he was in prison, so we'll just let him out. Can't keep the black folk down. Unbelievable. Disgusting. Dimitri.
Let's do priors for 500.
Logan Federico, age 22, comes home late from a night out with her friends and lays in bed. Nearby, Alexander Dickey was breaking into homes. He had already stolen a car, wallet, and gun by the time he entered the residence that Federico was sleeping in. Dickey dragged the 22-year-old victim out of her bed and shot her in the chest as she begged for her life. He fled the scene in the stolen vehicle and proceeded to go on a shopping spree with the stolen wallet. Of the 39 prior offenses that Dickey committed, how many of those were felonies? Dimitri.
26.
Mitchell?
32.
25.
Oh, you gotta
You
be
were
kidding.
really, really close to hitting a 500.
Can I have a gimme?
No. Not in this courtroom. 25 of his 39 priors were felonies. The amount of jail time for those offenses that he should have served totaled over 140 years. He only spent a little over 600 days in jail time over the course of 10 years. Again, let's just look at the lives that were traded here. So we have on the right here, we have Alexander Dickey, absolute waste of oxygen. 25 felonies committed over past 10 years. Disgusting, useless, breaking into people's homes, stealing the things that they worked hard for. And in the process, stumbles across Logan Federico, 22 years old, her entire life ahead of her. She was visiting friends. Absolutely innocent, dragged out of her bed in the middle of the night, begged for her life just for sleeping, just happened to be in the wrong place, wrong time, and this monster just rips her entire life away from her. This is the life we traded. All the people that let this absolute piece of garbage, waste of space, you continue to let them out. And a young woman with her entire life in front of her lost everything for this piece of crap. Absolute human filth.
This is the most abhorrent part of all of this. Is that when you look at the people that are taken from us in comparison to the people who took those lives, they get to keep living while the people that have been taken from us, like Logan Federico here, they don't get to keep on living. We have traded a beautiful young white woman for a absolute monster, demon, sick, disgusting waste of oxygen, waste of DNA, should have been flushed down a toilet a million times over.
Just looking at the two pictures, like, this is the embodiment of suicidal empathy.
Yeah.
When we talk about, like, judges being soft on crime, and for the people who look at it like, it's a good thing that they have empathy for these, these people who get treated poorly and they grow up in bad situations just based on the color of their skin, whatever excuse that you have for committing repeated violent acts against humanity, saying we should be empathetic towards those people because their life is hard is actually is diametrically opposed to reality, meaning it's not actually empathetic to do that, because when these people ruin lives and take them,
It makes everybody else's life hard.
it makes innocent lives, it ruins them. Like, not only is this woman's life gone,
Her
like,
parents, her
parents,
siblings.
all of her friends, all the people that knew her,
Mm-hmm.
all those lives are completely changed.
Nobody would miss the guy on the right.
No one.
No one would miss him.
No. This is the justice system in a nutshell.
Put two in the head, throw him in a ditch. He does not deserve to be among us.
Maybe a third for an anchor.
It's
Anchor
just,
shot.
it's
The most useful thing this man could be is human fertilizer.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
What is this guy contributing to society other than destruction?
Yeah,
literally nothing.
Literally nothing.
If you keep him alive, he's not even worth the 50
The-
cents it would cost
The
to
tax
put
burden.
2 bullets in his head.
No, right, he's not even worth that.
Yeah. No, it's disgusting, and I'm sick of seeing my people die at the hands of people that are just hate us for no reason and will kill us for fun, for a Target shopping spree on a credit card, for nothing, basically. It's literally just because there's no reason. There's no thoughts going on behind the eyes. It's just
No, you can see it in his face right now.
he has no thoughts there.
Yeah, it's just an empty void behind there.
You were
But
looking.
we, as a country that was founded by European Christians, have now imported all of these people, and they have ruined our nation because they will not assimilate with us. They do not hold the same values as us. They kill us, they steal from us, and we just let it happen. I don't know what you want me to say, but that's a bad trade, in my opinion.
It's the worst trade.
The worst trade in the history of trade deals.
Yeah, so anyone who ever tells you diversity is our greatest strength, you need to look that person in the eye and you need to tell them you are clinically retarded if you actually believe that. You are actually clinically retarded if you believe that diversity is our greatest strength. It's not. It's not.
That is a it's on Mitchell's shirt. That is propaganda straight from Israel.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Yep.
gotta let.
And this isn't to
gotta
say
let
like
people-
all black people are terrible. or
Obviously
whatever.
obviously
not.
Obviously not.
I know plenty of awesome black people, but it's a thing. It's a cultural thing. If you want to assimilate to the culture, great. If you are capable of assimilating to the culture, great. But if you are incapable or unwilling to, you don't need to be here.
By the way,
Because you will only cause destruction.
if this guy was a white guy,
It would be the same story.
it would be the same story. It would be the same story. I still think if this guy on the right was white, I would still be saying the same exact thing. He is best served as human fertilizer.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it's never a white guy that's on the right. Very, very rarely.
It's because it's cultural.
It's a cultural issue that the black community has. And if you're
And they'll admit it themselves.
if you're a black person, you're looking at us and trying to claim that we're racist. I urge you to step back and really take a look inwards and think to yourself, if black people were not committing these crimes and everything was a made-up lie, why would we continue to see cases like this on every single news? It is not hard to find.
It's multiple times a day, every day, forever.
How many murders? You got like it's a
never-ending stream of it.
never-ending stream of it. How many murders in Chicago over the weekend? Like an ungodly amount every single weekend.
Yeah, I'd have to look up the numbers, but it's tragic.
It's like multiple people a day
Yeah.
on average.
Yeah. So
And it stems from the whole lie of like, oh well, we're just oppressed.
nobody's oppressed, bro.
If you live in America, you got a lottery ticket.
Yeah,
whether
you
you
won the lottery.
whether you earned it or not. Now that you're here, you got a lottery ticket. And you turn around and you shit all over everything that we built.
Indian moment.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Them too. All right.
They missed the toilet.
And I realize how ridiculous I look getting all fired up with this freaking stupid wig on.
Well, I mean, if you were the judge for most of these cases, we'd be
A better place.
we would be in a better
So
place.
PDF has 200 and 300 left, and Little Light has 200, 300, and 400 left. I don't know who is up next.
Dimitri, take one. It's these, right?
2, 3, and 4 for a little light. You said.
Yes.
Let's get that 400 out of here.
Antoine Watson, 19 years old, was convicted of involuntary manslaughter for the 2021 fatal shoving of 84-year-old, I'm sorry if I pronounced this wrong, Vika Ratanapakdi. Ratanapakdi?
Yeah, that looks right.
Vika Ratanapakdi. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. In San Francisco, receiving an 8-year sentence. 5 years into his sentence, San Francisco judge Linda Colfax ordered Watson to be released on probation due to what reason?
Good
Mitchell.
behavior.
Dimitri.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Judge Colfax stated that probation was appropriate, citing the defendant's traumatic childhood. The incident was due to a bad day, and that imprisonment would have a poor impact on him.
Like, his actions didn't have a poor impact on the rest of the people
Right.
around him? Okay.
And so
So we don't want to give him a bad day because he already had a bad day.
Right, he had a bad day, right?
It
And
was a
so
rough day for
this
him.
whole incident was, and I have the video. Okay, so just keep in mind, keep that in the back of your head. This is what happens when, you know, a certain group of people, they have a bad day, right? And so for context, this gentleman was went by Grandpa Vika or Richa or however you pronounce it. He was at his daughter's house with his grandsons while his grandsons were on online school. And so he went over there to watch them while they were at school while mom goes to work in 2021. So this is in COVID, right?
Mm.
And so while they're at school, Grandpa Vika is he's gonna go for a little morning walk, like I'm sure he does every single morning,
Sure. Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this youth sees him,
19, we said?
19 years old, Anton Watson sees him while he's having a bad day and decides to do this.
Jeez.
Runs across the street,
And just like pile drives him.
just sprints across the street, slams into him, knocking this poor elderly gentleman to the ground. And the fall cracked his skull. He never regained consciousness. Died 2 days later of brain hemorrhaging. Just
Jeez.
because this man had a bad day.
And so he just walks away yelling something. Who knows what he's yelling? Probably like, man, this is such a bad day.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm having such a bad day. I think I'm gonna go murder
Let me
someone.
kill this 84-year-old man. Man, my bad days are just like nothing, dude. I don't even have bad days in comparison to being that angry.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been that angry. Obviously, because I haven't murdered anyone.
Well, that might be a little bit of underdeveloped prefrontal cortex along with that as well.
Yeah, well,
So that was Little Life for 400, you said?
Mm-hmm.
that will happen when you drop out of school.
So what was that judge's name?
I don't know, but
San
yet
Francisco
another
judge.
Foyd.
San Francisco judge, Judge Linda Colfax. Thank you very much for allowing this man to be out. To hopefully he doesn't have any more bad days throughout the rest of his life.
Yeah, hopefully his life is sunshines and rainbows forever because he might like straight up slash the tires on a school bus full of children next time.
And coincidentally, you may be saying like we're being sarcastic. No, I genuinely do believe or hope that this man has a great day every single day for the rest of his life. I genuinely hope that happens.
Because if this is what a bad day looks like, I don't want that to happen again.
Yeah,
But statistically speaking, if you are going through life, you're going to have bad days. It's just part of life. And I don't think it's possible to go through life without bad days. So if this is what happens when this gentleman has a bad day, I really would hate to see another innocent life gone, another grandfather who will never get to see or another family who will never see their grandfather again, or anyone going for a wholesome morning walk.
Mm-hmm. Antoine Watson, if you're chimed in on this, if you're listening, if you do ever have a bad day, I think I think the best option if you do plan on killing someone, if you're having a bad day again, is to just.
Brother, you can't just say that.
Well,
I mean, he's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong.
what? I can't,
No.
If I point out that he killed someone, why can't I point out that he should probably? We
No,
live in a
is-
run society that will shut down these channels because of having an opinion.
I think we might have to get the timestamp on that one. I too had a bad day today. It was a long day at work. The job site was just irritating. Everybody was in my way. Nothing was going right. And you know what I did? I finished my job. And I said, man, that sucked. But at least it's done now.
Grab a nice soda
And,
pop on your ride home.
I did. I had a C4 Energy. This is like my second one today. And I said, man,
Nice soda pop.
nice soda pop.
Fresh cold soda pop.
And I drove back to the shop. And I listened to some 2000s hip hop to blow off some steam. A little Black Eyed Peas,
Nice.
a little 50 Cent, a little bit of OG Chris Breezy, who also likes to abuse people, but we won't get into that now. And then by the time I got done with my drive, I was feeling all right.
All right. We got 4 more.
So we have
These 4 right here, a little light, right?
yes, the 2s and 3s on Little Light and PDFs.
Yep.
Let's do 200 on PDFs. Oh my gosh, this lady.
Former? Nope. This is a different one.
Oh,
So, if you have been listening to our live streams, we've mentioned a Trump spiritual advisor. I forgot her name, but she's nuts.
some Floyd.
She's a Clip Factory. Really, if you are into heretic content, look no further.
Yeah, it's actually wild.
She says incredibly wild things. So anyway, we have another fantastic example of a spiritual advisor who worked for Trump, and he was a megachurch pastor. Robert Morris has been released from prison early after pleading guilty to molesting a 12-year-old. How long was the original sentence, and how long did he actually serve time? Because I'll give you a hint. He got out early.
I'm guessing that his original sentence was 3 years, and he served 120 days.
Was wrong.
I'm guessing his original sentence. Hang on, what color was he?
He was white.
15 years, and he served 7
7 what?
years.
So Matthew was closer on the total sentence, and you were closer on his time served. Think about that.
Crazy.
That's actually wild.
10-year sentence, he served 6 months. Molested a 12-year-old girl, megachurch pastor, Paula White.
Paula White's the lady.
Paula White's her name.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's wild. This guy's also wild. A wild animal. He shouldn't be among us.
No.
He should...
Again, if you molest a child, you should just be dead.
You know what's actually
Mhm.
crazy is this bro certainly has had to have read the part of the Bible where Jesus talks about throwing people into the ocean with a millstone for hurting
I
children.
believe that's in Luke, right?
I believe that is correct.
It would be better for a millstone to be tied around your neck
And cast into the sea
cast
than to
into the
cause one of
sea.
these little ones to stumble. Crazy.
Well, I mean, he's a pastor. I would at least hope that he would have read that, but
He might have missed that part based on his actions.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Little Light for 2 and 300 and PDFs for 3.
Well, the PDF 3.
PDF 3. Okay.
Tom Alexandrovich is an Israeli civil servant, serving as executive director of the Cyber Defense Division in the Israel National Cyber Directorate. Alexandrovich was arrested in a child sex predator sting operation in Las Vegas. He was charged with cyber luring a child for a sex act, a felony that carries up to 10 years in prison and booked into detention. How long was he in jail?
A few days, and then they extradited him back to Israel.
That's correct. But even think about this sentence right here. His for talking to a child online and attempting to meet with them for a sex act, the maximum prison sentence is only 10 years.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think it should just be immediate.
He was released on the next day, 10,000 bail, and he returned to Israel 2 days later, never to be... Keep in mind, Israel does not have an extradition clause with the U.S., so once people go to Israel, once they flee to Israel,
Israel will not give them back.
they won't give them back.
But we will give them...
Whoever they want, including Jonathan Pollard, one of the biggest traitors in U.S. history.
Mhm.
We have no problem giving that guy back.
So down to the last two. Little Light for 200 and 300. Do we have a Final Jeopardy question?
We do have a Final Jeopardy question.
Okay.
It says it on the screen, by the way.
I was just wondering.
Well, there was a potential thought that Final Jeopardy might not have been a thing when I was out there in the
Trying to rush it in.
yeah.
Yeah. You choose.
You can't defer.
Little
Okay.
light for
Fine.
3.
200.
Brendan Deppa, 17, brutally beat his teacher unconscious. Sentenced to 5 years in jail. What was the reason for the assault?
Jeez.
Throws her to the ground, starts stomping on her.
Punching her while she's unconscious. This other teacher is utterly useless. There needs to be a man there immediately.
Well, he is there,
He is like strolling there, like
and he is not
doing nothing.
anything. He takes his sweet time getting over there.
Yeah. He's still hitting her. Get him away.
I don't know why no one thought to grab a chair and club him with it.
Oh, for sure.
I'm going to guess no reason at all. Just because he wanted to.
I'm gonna guess. She told him to get back to class.
Before I go to the answer, Dimitri, what in your home country? What would they have done with young Brendan Deppa here? Keep in mind, he's only 17, right? He's technically not an adult.
Oh, they probably would have thrown him in the gulag for at least 200 years.
200 years.
The gulag.
for 200 years. I don't think anybody's making in the gulag for 200 years.
So the answer is
You get about 2.
he has autism, and she took away his Nintendo Switch. That's the reason why, at least that's what they claimed. But he wasn't in special ed classes.
He looks retarded, though.
Wow.
That just might be his physiognomy, though.
Else wouldn't look like that.
But yeah, beat this teacher unconscious because
I hope she's okay.
she's okay now.
I imagine. I mean, it looked like she would have been fine.
It didn't
Yeah,
look
but-
like he was hitting her in the head that much.
no,
No.
she had some.
She got slammed, and that's what knocked her out. But
Mhm.
after that, he just hit her with body shots. So she probably had some bruising and stuff like that. But yeah. To that male teacher though, that literally just like was walking casually, like he was gonna go
Yeah.
like.
I think that was like the school cop.
Absolutely useless.
The
Yeah.
only time the situation when it got under control was when the guy in the red shirt, the other male teacher, like the younger guy, came up, like sprinted up and like controlled the situation.
Yeah. So it's just 300 now, and then the final Jeopardy.
Cash Gurnan, 4 years old, was asleep next to his twin brother in May 2021. Home surveillance footage shows Darren Brown taking 4-year-old Cash from his crib. 2 hours later, Cash Gurnan's body was found laying in the street in a puddle of blood, stabbed to death approximately half a mile away from his home. Brown delayed his charges, claiming he was incompetent to stand trial. Later, that ruling was overturned, and Brown pled guilty moments before the trial was to begin. His plea deal allowed him to avoid the death penalty, and he was sentenced to life in prison with parole eligibility after how many years? Dimitri.
I'm going to guess 9 years.
5.
No, it was actually much longer, but 30 years. So, the most tame.
That is the most justice we've seen on this entire list,
Yeah.
actually.
And it's a vile injustice. That's how
Yeah.
sad the state of the current justice system is.
Is that he gets 30 years potentially until he gets parole.
Yeah, he'll be eligible for parole in 30 years, meaning
At minimum, he'll serve 30 years in prison.
Yeah. So, and with the liberal judges at the rate that is currently going, he most certainly will be out in public when he is 52 years old, because he was charged and went to jail when he was 22 years old. So he'll be 52, ready to break into people's home, steal your 4-year-old child from their crib, and
Stab them to death in the street.
stab them to death.
I just don't think that he needs to be among us.
No.
No, definitely not.
No, I don't think he needs to be here anymore.
Look at the lives that were traded.
It's always the same. Why do they always have those dead, soulless eyes? He looks like a demon. Looks like an actual demon.
It's because there's
Little
not a
demon
functioning
eyes.
brain behind him.
Well, do we want to do the final Jeopardy?
on average, what is the amount of prior arrests for a homicide suspect in Chicago? So, any single time someone gets arrested for homicide, what are the average amount of prior arrests that said person has? Mitchell.
7.
Dimitri.
4.
12.
12? Holy balls.
Yeah, so every single time.
That's the average.
That is the average
That's wild.
number of priors that someone has. If someone gets murdered in Chicago, that person has been arrested 12 times before that person was murdered. All right, so now that our little trivia game is over, I want to jump in here really quick to give a couple updates. So this video is taking longer than expected to edit because several reasons. We had some audio issues, like it dropped out in a couple places, and also there's some family stuff going on, like for both me and Mitchell, and generally it's been crazy. We haven't had a ton of time, and since the time that we recorded, there's been several cases that have happened literally right after we recorded that I would be remiss if I did not mention to further the point of this episode. And the first two are kind of like honorable mentions, but they still kind of relate to each other, so I'm going to talk about them, and the last two are much more important to the overarching message of the episode and need to be talked about. First case being Chud the Builder, highly politicized. It's all over social media. You guys all should know about it. Essentially, Chud the Builder is a dude, live streams himself saying the N-word, watching, blacks chimp out. And whether you agree with the way he goes about things, at the end of the day, he is using his First Amendment right to say words however he wants to, and that's free speech. He gets big enough to where now he's being sought out, and essentially what happens, someone found him and started beating the crap out of him. He carries a gun with him, so, he ends up shooting the guy. He ends up shooting himself. Neither one of them, die from their, injuries. But at the end of the day, Chud the Builder gets arrested for attempted murder. And the second case is the Carmelo Anthony case. And this relates to the Chud the Builder case because it's also another highly politicized, all over social media case. Frisco, Texas, Carmelo Anthony and this kid, Austin Metcalf, get in an argument like in the stands of a track meet over seating, and Carmelo Anthony ends up stabbing this young white kid to death over a verbal argument. And so why these two are related is they're both claiming self-defense, and in the Carmelo Anthony case, like all you really need to know about that case is they still haven't released any of the footage. So I'm guessing probably pretty cut and dry how that went, and it probably went exactly how you imagined. It's really all you need to know. If they're not even releasing the footage, that's probably painting a bad picture. But anyway, two cases that are, key for keeping an eye on, because they're both arguing self-defense. The prosecution in the Chud the Builder case is going to argue that live streaming yourself saying the N-word to black people justifies or negates rather your right to self-defense when someone tries to beat the crap out of you. And the Carmelo Anthony case, the defense is going to argue self-defense, even though to my knowledge, Austin Metcalf wasn't armed, didn't have anything on him. It was just a verbal argument until Carmelo Anthony started stabbing him. But they're still going to argue self-defense because I'm guessing racism, allegedly. I wouldn't be shocked if this case turns into, oh, well, he said racist things, so now I get to stab you and get away with it. You should have your eye on these two cases because they're not wrapped up yet, but illustrate the point of white guy, bad guy in every situation. Final two, much more important in my eyes in terms of hammering the point home on this episode, and that first case being Randall DeJourney. Now, this future astronaut was caught abusing the corpse of a 23-year-old Karen Hollis. Later on, his charges of abuse of a corpse, he's being looked at for the homicide. Go figure, right? So anyway, essentially this woman was found in a ditch after days of being missing. This quote-unquote person, he is being held on jail, and this is the important part, he was being held in jail on $15,000 bond. Now keep that number in mind, okay? So the next case, we've also talked about this case previously, and it's an important case to me, and it should be to you, and that is the Dugan Ashley case, or also Dugan's real name is Jordan Derrick, also known as Carnicon, OG GunTuber. So who is Dugan Ashley? Well, he is a white Christian family man in his 40s with young kids who is former military and lives with MS. And what was his crime? Why is he facing prosecution currently? His crime was just being a wholesome-based individual making videos that the government doesn't like, essentially is what it comes down to. There is several much better than me creators out there who have done deeper dives into the charges, but all you really need to know about this case in terms of what it looks like from this video is Dugan is essentially a political prisoner of the government, and the ATF and the FBI are trying to get a pat on the back is what they're essentially trying to get. They don't really care about who they stick the charges on, they're just trying to get someone attached to these charges, and unfortunately they have put Jordan Derrick in their crosshairs, and they're trying to pin the crimes of a domestic terror attack on him for creating videos that relate to explosives, even though it's all bogus. And there's been books that you can buy on Amazon right now that will tell you the exact same thing that was in Dugan's Ashley's video. Definitely go check out some of the creators that are out there. There's been plenty of videos on all the more specific details of that case, but essentially all you need to know, bogus charges. And why this is important is because we talked about bond a lot in this episode. And for a reference, Dugan was denied bond, meaning he couldn't go back to his family after the FBI raided his home and pointed guns at his wife and kids, essentially, or maybe not pointed them at him, but, you know, they raided his house with like a full FBI raid on this dude, on this farm with his family over a crime that he did not commit. And so he was denied bond because of hate speech, allegedly, right? And so the reason why that is important is because, like I said, he has MS, and the VA is now discontinuing his medical benefits, meaning he can no longer treat his MS while he's being held waiting for his trial. And so MS is pretty brutal, especially for a dude in his 40s. Like, that's rough. And that's how we protect the veterans that have served the country and have zero priors. And that's how we treat white Christian men in this country when there's people like Randall the Journey being caught abusing the dead corpse of a 23-year-old white woman. That guy can get held on bond of $15,000. But a guy like Dugan Ashley, he unfortunately is looking at like a horrific sentence of minimum like 20 years. Is what they're trying to get on him right now, which he has young kids, dude. Like that, he's going to miss his kids alive over a crime that he did not commit. And not to mention all of his medical benefits are gone at the moment, are going to be gone at the moment. And if that doesn't like piss you off, like I don't know what else to tell you. Like you can't look at these two cases and not get pissed off. By the way, all the ways to support Dugan Ashley, all of his GoFundMes, all of his medical, he has separate, I believe there's one for his legal defense, one for his medical stuff, because his family's going to need help with like medical expenses and everything with his VA benefits getting cut off. And there's other ways to support him, like I believe there's t-shirts and hoodies. Go buy one. I'm going to buy one as soon as I get done recording here. I understand the economy sucks right now, and you know, money might be tight, so can't at least send your prayers to a dude that could use them right now. And I really want you guys to look at all four cases that I just mentioned here. People like Chud, even if you don't agree with him, you need to look at someone like Dugan and realize like it's not just like Dugan. It's like that's you. This is how the country treats you. This is what the people who are in charge of the justice system, this is what they think about you. You serve the country, you have a young family, you've never been arrested before, you're just trying to live your life, contribute to society, do your own thing. You make videos that are legal, but the government doesn't like it, or people who are in the justice system don't like those videos because it makes them feel scared for whatever stupid reason, they'll bury you. But someone like Rando the Journey, or someone like the other cases we talked about, you can get arrested 131 times. We talked about a guy who got arrested 131 times. That guy will get out on cases where he doesn't even get held on bond. But you, white Christian man, know you are a danger to society. Not the guy who was arrested 131, 40 times, 50 times, like all throughout this episode. No, those people aren't a danger to society. That's what the justice system and the government is telling you right now. And that's the whole point of this episode, was to paint a picture of where we are. Now, there's been several painters throughout history who are based, but you should understand this is where we're at. And if you're watching this and you've made it this far, you probably already understand this. I don't want you to get discouraged by what you're hearing. That's not what this video is meant for. It's just meant to help you understand where we're at. And so we have to ask ourselves, well, what can we do? And the answer is, I don't know. I don't know what we can do, but I know we can figure it out. The black pill is gay and retarded. We all know that. Don't take the black pill. You're literally giving up. That's useless. The other side of that coin there is going to be like, oh, the boogaloo stuff. Like that stuff is also, that's fed bait. Also gay and retarded, at least in today's day and age. I don't think that's helpful. I think that anyone who wants to claim that they want to go down that route, I think they are either retarded or don't understand like the implications of what they're talking about. Some situation like that is going to get used against you. Like there's history for this. Like people like fantasize over like, you know, the whole Ted Kaczynski thing and the Heemeyer Killdozer. Yeah, the Uncle Ted jokes. Like it's all cool and all funny meme stuff, but like those guys at the end of the day, you might even sympathize with them a little bit, but they still got buried, right? They still ended up in jail. They still got painted as a bad guy, and I don't want to say what they did was for nothing, but like it's not like something like that is not going to create a movement like some people like think it will. Like it's just not going to help. Like the way that things should be, they're not going to get there tomorrow. They're not going to get there overnight. It's going to take a long time, and it's going to take all of us coming together. And that's really the important thing, is we need to come together and create communities and stop arguing with retards. Like you talk to people, and I do it all the time. You talk to someone and then they say something and it immediately just, it's like the meme of the, you know, Inglourious Bastards where he's holding up like the three fingers. Like, it's like that. They say something, it's like, oh, you are just ingrained to the system, like you're a normie retard, and there's just like nothing they can say that's going to change your mind. There's literally nothing that you can do to change this person's mind. Don't waste your energy arguing with this person. Some people, normies, they don't want to change. They don't want to believe that this country is completely gone, which it is. Okay, they have Stockholm Syndrome. You can't change their minds. You can't explain per capita to a monkey or a dog or cat or whatever animal you want to pick. They won't compute. And if it does, they're just going to reject it. They're going to reject logic. They've mastered the art of retard maxing. And there's an argument for retard maxing at times. I'm a connoisseur of retard maxing occasionally. But these people go through life retard maxing since day one, all right? You're not going to change their mind. So you just need to realize that that's where we're at, okay, with the justice system. Don't take the black pill. Don't engage in the fed bait, okay? They're trying to get you, all right? Don't do it, okay? There's better ways. And I think the way you start, at least for me, is what I'm kind of starting to realize is like the way to start by building communities. Find a small group of friends. If you don't have anyone in your life right now, find one person. Try to find one person who has a similar mindset. And they don't have to align with you on everything 100%, but has a similar enough mindset, okay? There's plenty of us out there. Find one person that's close to you, and then grow from there, all right? That's the way that we're going to get past all this. But I want to dive deeper into that in future videos. But for now, the point of this whole episode was to illustrate and hammer home the point of what the justice system is currently. If you are a white guy, if you are a Christian, if you are generally fed up with the government and you're a normal person who looks around and goes, everything is F, you need to operate with the knowledge that you cannot stick out or do anything wrong in a way that is going to attract attention of the justice system to you. If you slip up even a little bit, get no chances. They're going to bury you, okay? So you just need to understand. And that's all this episode is, all it needs to be, but you just need to understand that. I'm done ranting at you guys now, so enjoy the second half of this episode. Go support Dugan and enjoy the silliness of the last half of this episode. Thank you.
That's why there needs to be a cutoff. Say it's 10.
Yeah,
On
I
your
think 10
11th
is. I
arrest?
think 10 is fair.
I think on your 11th arrest,
10's
10
fair.
is 10 is
I think
10
10's
is
too
lenient.
high.
Yeah, 10 is lenient.
That is very lenient. But
I think
at your 11th arrest, I think the cop is just
He walks
allowed
up
to
to your.
execute
He talks
you.
up to your window,
And he's like, okay.
pulls out a service weapon. Street justice.
Yeah, obviously there's got to be a little bit of nuance, right? Because if it was just any like charge, like Mitchell would have been shot a long time ago for speeding tickets.
No,
but
because I've never been arrested.
this is true.
This is arrest we're talking about.
Yeah. I would say violent. Let's go to the Minecraft server real quick. If you were king for a day and you were to create a sweeping rule for the cutoff for prior arrest, what would you make it? Would you do 10? Is that your final answer?
For violent crimes?
You're the king, dude.
You get arrested. If you get arrested 5 times, we don't need you here. I'm giving you 5.
Of any felony of any type?
Well, theoretically, in this commit murder, you're done. Like, if you get arrested for murder, you're cooked right off the bat.
Okay, what about...
But if it's like, okay, you sold drugs or you get caught with drugs in your car 5 times. Yeah,
Then what?
then you're cooked. Cooked, big hoss. You can't overcome your addiction, so sorry, buddy.
Get in the oven.
No, we just make you smoke enough crack for you to OD or something.
Jeez, that's brutal.
Well, that's the life you chose.
Dimitri, if you're a king for a day, do you have a cutoff rule?
Yeah, I'd say 3 strikes are out.
Again, felonies of any type?
No,
Doesn't matter?
no. Murder, you get killed immediately. If you do like any sort of violence on someone, like murder someone, you get killed right away.
If you murder anyone, so like you would you change the definition of murder then? Because technically, if you see someone committing an act of violence against someone else or against someone else's property, and you intervene and you end up killing that person, technically is murder.
Is that defense of others?
It depends on the state you're in.
Well, because like I know for like us, you are allowed to defend somebody from great bodily harm.
Who?
You like as a concealed carrier or whatever. I know, like with like the
In our
laws and
state?
stuff. Yeah, for like concealed carry. If you see somebody who you fear is going to die or be on the receiving end of great bodily harm, I think it's worded, then you can shoot that person.
Well, I don't really care what state I'm in. I would probably do that no matter what.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's the moral thing to do, but yeah, I would say like no, if you're defending somebody else's life or property or whatever, fine.
You know, if I were king in the Minecraft server for one day, I think a good punishment for stealing, maybe after
You get all your fingers chopped off.
yeah, I'd say you lose your hands.
Dude.
And then you have to live the rest of your life without hands.
Deal.
Every time
Although there was that one quadriplegic that murdered somebody somehow with a gun.
I did come across that one too. That one was
That was a
crazy.
crazy
Very
story.
weird story. Yeah, but like, say you get
How
caught.
do you?
Say you get caught.
I
stealing
don't know.
something.
I don't know how he pulled the trigger or held the gun. I don't know.
Good thing he wasn't a pentaplegic.
I think at that point, like, okay, bro, now, like maybe he had like his elbows or something, or like his wrists.
Oh, wait. Yes, I
But-
saw him
but
at
maybe-
the shooting range. He had nubs that he would use, and then custom guns. If you look into that story, you could probably find the picture I'm talking of him at the shooting range.
Yeah, so I think you just lose a section of your limbs then. So like he's using his wrists or something, and you just like chop it off at the shoulder. Then you're gonna roll everywhere.
Well, he murdered someone, and then so with our rulings, he would be killed. But
Wouldn't it be worse though to live your life as a nugget?
yeah, being a
I think I
nugget
would rather
kinda suck.
die.
Yeah, I
That
think
would
I would
kinda
rather
suck.
die.
But no, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'd
say,
jump in a pool.
say, oh my,
You gotta try to swim like a manatee to get
Oh.
yourself some air.
that would be brutal.
Stop. Stop.
No, but like if you get caught, like say you steal someone's car or something.
Prosthetic mermaid tail.
But like if you steal someone's car, or you break into their house, or you rob a convenience store.
Oh, dude.
Your car and your house get blown up by a drone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't stop picturing Mitchell as Free Willy.
Get enough momentum to jump out of the pool.
Dude, get that on a t-shirt.
Flopping on the pool deck like a fish.
All right, continue. Sorry, derailed you.
You just
Dimitri.
get like if you steal someone's car, or you rob a convenience store, you break into someone's house, or if you like threaten someone with a gun. I think that would be pretty. I think it would be reasonable for you to lose your hands.
Yeah. Either that or like
You lose a digit every single time.
No. That because you have
all
10.
your digits.
You got 10. I'm saying at the wrist, hands gone.
I think that like another like more civilized approach, if we were to not like mutilate people, is to be like take away any possibility of banking, buying with a loan, anything like that. So like you are forced to literally, you can survive by like bartering essentially.
Yeah, but think about the people that are breaking into stuff. They're poor anyways, living off government assist.
I guess, but that just makes them all homeless then. You're not allowed to own a home.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to rent an apartment. You can't buy a car.
Well, here's the if
Yeah, but that creates a bigger problem because then they're out in the streets.
Then what we do
unchecked.
is we load them up onto a big cargo ship and we send them somewhere else for them to deal with.
That too, or we dig a really, really deep hole.
nah, I mean, stealing.
It depends on the stealing, I guess.
It depends on what it is.
Like if you come into my house and you like break into my house and steal like my truck keys and like steal my truck with everything in it, I think you are no longer eligible to be able to bank and stuff like that.
Or have hands.
I think if I am going to join the Minecraft server kingdom,
We got a nice little fort over here, survival mode. I've
how
already got an enchanted sword
how
that I'm using to cut
I
people's fingers off.
how I would handle the stealing. I'm not really a huge fan of mutilating people,
It's a little
and
brutal.
Yeah, I don't like.
I believe in second chances for people for certain things, not everything, but for certain things. Stealing, I think, we just turn you into slaves. And we have slave camps where they're doing hard physical labor, and it's for an actual product that is an actual commodity that
You got to go work on the roads.
for
You gotta go
whatever
build roads.
whatever you steal, you have to go and work for the government doing heavy, hard physical labor
Send them to the mines.
until
You paid that off.
you pay the person back for the thing that you stole.
I like that.
So, depending on what it is that you stole, the
Mhm.
longer you're going to be.
Yeah, that's a good one actually. And that's
What do we pay them? 25 cents a day?
Well, it depends on what commodity.
well, think about like if somebody were to steal my truck, they would literally be working the rest of their lives at 25 cents a day.
Well,
Shouldn't have stole a truck.
I guess.
maybe there could be multiple divisions. You know what I mean? Like it would have to be based on whatever commodity. Like the person genuinely has to produce
Mm.
a service back to the community, as
Yeah.
well as pay off their debt to the person that they stole from.
So you are going to fill all the potholes on my road, as well as work for 25 cents a day.
But it's a way to where like the people don't have to pay taxes to do said services.
Mm. So you're filling in the potholes, but your homeboy that stole a bottle of liquor from the 7-Eleven is digging out gravel, and then his other homeboy that stole a watch off somebody is literally making asphalt at a factory.
Yeah, there's varying degrees.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
And then the person that stole some groceries is like knitting sweaters. for
And
the homeless people.
and like every time you steal, you just delete a level of like the easiest of the slave trades.
Yeah, like homeboy shoveling.
Like once you stole once and it was a small thing, you get to go to the easiest level of the
yeah,
manual.
you're scooping shovel out of the back of a flatbed to fill potholes. That's the easiest I can think of.
You can hold the sign. You get to hold the sign to tell traffic when to go and stop, right?
Yeah.
That's level 1. But if you steal again, level 1's no longer an option
Yeah, you don't get to hold the sign, buddy.
until eventually. I don't know. What is the worst manual labor?
The worst manual labor, probably like, I don't know, man. Working for the garbage service sounds like it would suck. Like working at a landfill.
No, cleaning porta potties. Although I guess, yeah,
That's not a public service, though.
We could turn it into one.
Yes.
well, there's
We really could live in a utopia if we just made thieves work. Yeah.
Dude, okay.
Yeah, and the funny thing about that is that would be a perfect punishment because if you're a thief, you don't want to work, so you're gonna steal stuff. So
We're
you're
gonna
like,
make
you
it.
I'm
you
just
don't want to work.
stapling-
You're gonna work.
You're gonna
I'm
work
just
one way or
taping-
the other.
I'm taping job applications all over my truck.
You're gonna work one way or the other.
Yeah, that would scare them off.
That's right.
Actually, they can't read. They
Mhm.
wouldn't know what that is.
Well, they'll find out.
I guess.
You have
But-
to learn to read.
Yeah, in my Minecraft server kingdom, the millstones are gonna be an actual thing, and you don't get to mess that up ever.
You get none, buddy.
You get no chances. No chances.
Even if you're plotting and scheming it, if you're on the way to go do that and you're caught in the act,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think it's just because there's no fixing your head doesn't work.
No, that's literally been a study, I think, that where like people who are child predators literally cannot be fixed.
Yeah.
Like they effectively cannot be fixed from any like human way of fixing people.
Yeah, that checks out.
Like their brain is just that way.
Mhm.
Their only hope is that they can repent and God saves them. Is their only hope. But yeah, I don't know.
Dude, is it hot in that shiesty?
Yeah, it's
Like your
just how I
hair's gonna
dress.
be soaked when you pull that thing off.
That's just how I dress.
All right. I want to end this podcast on, I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on any, like, obviously the justice system is a absolute disaster. It's a failure in this country. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on like real, reasonable things that you think the American population can do. Obviously, we all know what we want to do, but that is not going to work in today's
I think that
society.
real
Like what would
real
create
changes
a
that could
real
affect
change?
real changes that could affect society in a positive way in regards to the justice system, I think, are mandatory minimums. So there is no like judge's interpretation of, oh, like, I feel bad for this guy, like I'll give him a little bit less or whatever. It's like, no, you do this crime, you have to do this set amount of time. There's no getting away from it. There's no chance of parole. You have to do this time. So mandatory minimums is a good step that is easy to do. It just needs lawmakers to do it. We don't have to remove judges. We don't have to, it, it's so easy. Mandatory minimums is the easiest way to affect change in the justice system.
How does the how does like us as like regular Americans, how do we affect
I would
enough things for that to be a rule that gets put in place?
I would say probably contacting your representatives saying that mandatory minimums is something that, your community would like to see. Give good arguments to them as to why that would be a good thing, what that could change, and how that could benefit the community, stuff like that. So, getting in contact, calling their offices, emailing, setting up appointments, stuff like that. Um, you can go visit your lawmakers' offices, set up an appointment online, call them. Hey, can I come talk to so and so? Sometime. Oh yeah, they've got a free day. For 45 minutes, I'll fill you in here, and then just go meet with them, or email them, or call them, and then they can see if other lawmakers their in that area or in your state or whatever have an appetite to do that as well. But getting the conversation moving towards that, because I feel like that's something that doesn't really get talked about a lot. But yeah, I think mandatory minimums are probably the easiest way to solve a lot of issues with the justice system.
Dimitri.
Capital punishment.
Capital punishment
How
is
does
another one.
how does I mean, I feel like most people agree. Like at this point, capital punishment, like that is a moderate position at this point.
Yeah. I think not
Like
necessarily.
how does the American population, the average American, how do they go about trying to get the people who would enforce those laws? How do we get them to do that?
I think the hardest part with capital punishment right now is the waiting lists. So people that are put on death row will sit there facing appeals for decades, basically, until they're, you know, freaking 80, 90 years old before they get put on death row, you know, after all the court cases, because the justice system is so slow. You know, people sit on death row for decades, and it's literally just a waste of taxpayer dollars and stuff like that. So I think that the hardest obstacle, or the biggest obstacle for capital punishment, is how long it takes for it to be enacted. So speeding up the process is ideal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The arguments against it, though, are that, well, are you going to really put the lives of people at the hands of the government? Do you trust that they're intelligent enough or will make the right decision or whatever? And I get that, you know, there are cases of people being wrongfully convicted, sure, but um, you'd have to probably take it at a case by case basis. Like, okay, this guy may have had some sketchy evidence. Maybe we let the appeals and stuff play through a little bit until we can get a solid definitive answer. But like, this guy's literally on video. He pleaded guilty. Send him to the gulag. We don't need to drag this out. So I think that's the biggest obstacle for capital punishment right now. It's just the time it takes for people to actually face that justice.
Yeah. I think my whole thought on that is like, I think, yes, all those arguments are valid. The problem is getting it to that point. Ideally, no, you cannot trust the government to do anything correctly. Ideally, you would like to see, once that gets put in place, all the people that you can't trust in government, all the treasonous traitors that are in government, they're going to be the first ones that get publicly hanged, right? Ideally, you'd want to start at the top down. And then once you get the top ones, right? Everyone that's down below that gets promoted, like, I don't really want to do that. I don't want to get hung, so I'm not going to be a treasonous piece of garbage, right? And then you could make things much easier. Because no, you can't trust the government to be smart enough, but you'd like to see people that do awful, heinous crimes beyond a shadow of a doubt. They did it. They admitted to it. Here's all the evidence. You just handle it in the courtroom. Like some guy just kicks the plastic roll across the courtroom floor, and then they just, bring him over. All right. See you later, dum dum.
Mm-hmm.
Right
Yeah.
there in the courtroom. That's ideally how you like it to go, but
Maybe in courtrooms we could install a trap door with like
the
really
moon
deep-
door.
Like a pit. Yeah, you
Yeah.
put like a pit with like a monster in it. Like a lion or a bear.
Yeah, it'd be like, oh, you get sentenced to death,
You go to the bear pit.
and then you just drop them.
Then they do like the the scream from like
Star Wars.
a dog hair in my mouth. I'm trying to think of what that Goofy yell is like.
Like the
Oh, like Goofy's yell, like when like Goofy from Disney when he falls.
Mm-hmm.
gorsh.
Gorsh.
I was thinking of like the stock scream. It was like, ah.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of, the Star Wars one.
Yeah. I don't know what the right answer is. I'm curious what you guys all think out there, and I'm also curious what you guys think of this silly idea and this silly
The silly format.
format. Was it fun? Or comment down below, say please never do this again, or tell us we're idiots.
I feel like we should do this, but with one that's not depressing.
Mhm.
I like this. I like the Jeopardy game. It was fun.
Yeah, it took a lot of time to put all that stuff together.
We should do like a gun related one. I think that would be fun.
Dude, the amount of tism that would have to go into that. The problem is
Send me-
only one person can really do it.
Yeah, you could send me the link or whatever to like how I can make this, and I'll make one up with guns.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be fun. All right, we'll do. How do you want to send everyone out? Well, first of all, if you stayed through the entire episode, thank you. We appreciate your guys' support. Like we've said in the last couple episodes, it's been really cool to talk to some of you guys, and kind of feels like we're starting to create a little bit of a community. So that's really one thing that I'm super excited about. Is like the biggest thing with times feeling like how they are now, where it feels doom and gloom all the time, and we know that the government's just pretty much lost at this point. It's just something else needs to replace what we have, and the best way to do that is by having a community and people that you can lean on and trust. And instead of tearing everything down, the best course of action is to just build something parallel
Yeah,
to what's currently standing and create something that's better, stronger, and makes our current system irrelevant and give it no power, because that's the only way that things are going to get better peacefully. I think that's the best course of action. So, yeah, start a little community. And if you want to be a part of ours, our community Discord is in the description. So you can join that, talk to us over there and hang out. I don't know. We got Mitchell Tiz is out on guns in there and basically just shows us whatever he's messing with on that day.
been making holsters and stuff. It's been fun.
We got to make some of those.
I know. I probably should. I could.
Make one that doesn't smell so musty.
Yeah. Although I have a roll of leather that got soaked when my basement flooded once, and it is a little musty. That's not bad though. I cleaned it.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, guys. So join the Discord. If this episode gets us nuked on YouTube, we are on Rumble and other audio platforms. So go give us a follow there. Watch us there. Yeah, thanks for being here, guys. One thing to remember with all of the heavier subjects, like we talked about today, is to remember that in the end, Christ is victorious over all of this world. So no matter how depressing, how evil this place is, just have faith that Jesus Christ is Lord. He will deliver all of us from the evils of this place. And so not all is lost. There is hope. You just have to hold on to that. So thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate your time, and we will catch you next week.